Best of days to everybody today. We're gonna do a little bit of gluing. And glue up this part here. There's a crack on this here a little bit, so I put some tape to kind of hold the piece together for me. And we're gonna glue up this right here, which is clean. So let's get started. I have a little paper towel on standby here. I'm gonna use a brush. I got a piece of cardboard to drop some glue down on. I got some simple hand clamps. I'll probably grab one with a rubber stopper there. Double check. All right, so that way got some type of padding. If you want more padding on it, you know, you could always use some paper towel or cloth or whatever you can come up with. For this back part here, I should be able to get away with just some little hand clamps when I put the brace on there. So when I sand stuff, I labeled it and stuff here so I know what direction it needs to go when I put it in. So this will be the glue surface back here on this. And then I can fit it together, and that'll be good for today's gluing. And then I'll have another glue up of that, and then the top piece will be a whole nother day of glue. So this is kind of, with instruments, is kind of a process where you can get yourself into, or you're just like 5 minutes of work, 20 minutes of work, and set it aside for a day or two. I use type 1 when I work with instruments. That's what I was recommended when I was learning. If anybody knows any other type of glues that you can use, please share. This has I'm not sure exactly what the work time on this is. It says remove clamps after 30 minutes, so I'm sure there's probably like a 10-minute window, we could say for sure, where we can work our object. I like glue that has a longer working period. Stuff that's just like 5 minutes really doesn't give you enough time to make sure everything's lined up, or if you notice something as soon as you put it together that you want to remove it, you can remove it simply and wipe stuff up with some water and cloth, and then you're not going through the hole. I might break stuff with the heat gun again. So let's get started here. Oh, one more thing about glue. All glues, epoxies, paints, they have like a shelf life, and when you get it, you can see this is 2405. So that should be, this thing was made in May of this year. So I have May till next year to use this till it goes bad. And you don't let it freeze. Keep it temperature controlled and you should be good to go. I'm going to apply this from the inside here. Just little dabs, and kind of drag it and push it in. Not putting much on it, just enough to get the surface. And when we clamp it, we're going to want squeeze out, and we want squeeze out to come out every single place where there's surface, and that way we know for a fact that it is glued on the inside. So if we have like a 5-inch surface or whatever size surface, and glue's not coming out everywhere, it's not glued everywhere on the inside, and you have holes they'll rate plywoods and stuff off of the glue surface that's connected. So like marine grade plywood, for instance, has, I believe it's been a while, I want to say 90, it's either 95 or 99% surface area covered, whereas like regular store-bought, I mean it's all store-bought, but regular like home type of stuff is, I want to say 75%. I could probably get, let's put this guy next to you. And this is why I like slower drying glue, because if this was like a quick dry glue, you'd be all rushed and like I can't get this clamp how I want it the first time. Now we can see on the inside here how I got that glue to squeeze out everywhere I wanted it to. And I can see the same there. I can't reach that stuff on the outside really. I can maybe try to get in there with like a Q-tip or something. Now we're gonna take a little bit of paper towel and wipe that up as soon as we can. Whoa. Put that clamp on better. It's like a Jack in the Box there. I go dab a little bit of water on this last run I do here. And you can see, I got most of that glue off there. We could even take it a step further and use like a chisel or an X-Acto and just drag it. A little bit more of this glue and clean that line. See, just by that, I got a lot more glue off there, and we have a lot cleaner glue surface now, and we know that glue is inside that joint, or the two pieces of wood in this case. There's no joint. I'll take this and instantly go over to my block here, and we'll start putting glue on this in a little bit more moderate fashion. You can use your fingers too, if you wanted to, you know, use them. I'll try to, this will be able to show probably a pretty good glue layer. I put quite a bit on there actually. So That's probably more than enough on that guy. And then we're going to want to put some on these panels as well here on the lower bout. I'll use a brush. Before I put these together, I might throw, I don't know, we could always take a reamer when we're done, because the holes for your pegs and aren't supposed to be round. They're supposed to be reamed at an angle that, like we talked about with the scarf, is usually a 1:12 ratio. That way it's like a wedge with an even surface on the hole. And then also on this, we need to do this top surface with glue so it touches our top piece of the instrument. And I'll probably have to clean up some of this glue and scrape it to put on one of those bridge braces there. I'm not sure what that piece is called in the violin. So I'm going to start with one side and we'll work over to the other side here and kind of get them together as best as we can in this. Trickier than I thought with this here. We're gonna need something to rest these clamps on. That's proper height. This is why you should dry clamp stuff before you get into it. No idea what that hole's lined up or what we're getting into here. There we go. I can see what's going on a lot better now. So to get that, I don't know if I can get another clamp or something in there. It might be a dual process. We might want to remove some of the glue on this here. Might not have enough room. We'll see if we can get lucky or not here. Not enough. There we go. Oh, and that broke. Let's put her on there again. Okay. Keep this rear clamp up a little higher so we know that we have some surface contact. Go up just a little bit more on there. What was that about? Clamp just sitting there. Okay. Well, this thing's not liking it. See if this top helps again. Go-go deck would be pretty cool for this. We're gonna deal with that top after this glues, so I'll re-clean that up and just make sure that we're lined up here. We'll just simplify it. We could even wipe up and re-glue now if we wanted, but I think that'll be okay. Bring this in a little bit more. Okay. I'll try and get some of this glue out from underneath now. Save us some more scraping and sanding as we can here. It is what it is sometimes with this. I'm used to dealing with instruments from scratch, so repairing is not kind of something I've done before. I just couldn't say no to a $20 violin. It's probably 100 years old. We'll clean up our brush here, and since it's water soluble, just use water to get the glue off of. So we can use it in the future. I'm gonna let this sit for a full day. I'll come back at it and get into gluing that part, and that'll be another day. And then we can glue the top on, which will be another day, and we'll probably use either a bunch of these little spring clamps here, or since the purfling's already on, we might be able to get away with using like a flat shoelace, which is another way to do it. Usually install purflings like that, or you start from the middle and you just kind of wrap it in even tension together. So hopefully, well, hope you enjoyed today. Till next time, peace.